Here's something I wrote last week. I posted it to Substack and then to Facebook, and now I'm reading it out loud. Fred's Failings, Chapter 1. I used to escape the apartment. This was never when my parents or my brothers were around. It was when Panine was in charge. She'd be in the kitchen, hand-laundering face cloths, socks, and diapers, or at least I think I was still of the diaper-wearing age. I can swear she once called me to the sink to show me everything had turned pink and to ask if my mother would be worried. This was the effect Mr. Bubble had on laundry. And while she was busy with such tasks, I'd go to the front door, jump high enough to slide the latch, and jump again to turn the knob and go out the door. One time I got to the elevator. I pushed the button. I'd learned to jump, and after the bell went ding, watched the door open. I watched it close. I pushed the button a second time. The door opened. I put my finger in just to see what it felt like. The tip of my finger was stuck between the two halves of the door. I began crying. Panine came out of the apartment and pulled my pinky out of the crack between the doors. She looked at my hand. "You are all right. You are very bad." We crossed back into the apartment, which was just across the hall. One time I went down the elevator to the place where people kept their bicycles. I saw the lime green and candy apple red ones. I'd seen people riding them. I walked past the milk machine with the image of a mother holding a little girl, or a little girl holding a doll. Somewhere down there I saw a stuffed bear sitting on a bin. It was plush except for the head and the paws, which were plastic. Its nose had been nibbled, and it had a top hat. The next time Panine took me to the grocery store, we passed the bin with the bear. This tells me we never went out the front door of the building. I saw the bear and pointed. We went past it, and I pulled her arm, for we were hand in hand. "No, no," she said, pulling my arm. We went outside and up the street toward the grocery store. On the way back, we passed the bin again. The supervisor was there. Panine asked him something. Panine picked up the bear and said, "It is very dirty." She brushed the clumps of dust off its nibbled nose and handed it to me. We went into the elevator. Before Panine left that day, she told my mother about the bear. My bear had passed the test. It was abandoned in the laundry room, not fished out of the garbage. It was not contraband. Someone wanted a child to have it. I think Panine was mopping when I got out again. I went up and down the elevator 2 or 3 times. I got out on another floor. A door was open. "Was that you going up and down the elevator?" a voice said. Of course I didn't answer. I knew the lady. It was John Steffen's mother. I'd been there with my brother Bob once. He was John's age. "Where's your mother?" she said. She wore a blue house dress, and she was sitting at a little table. "Are you lost?" Soon I was sitting at the little table with her. Her kitchen was adjacent to it. I remember her asking if there was anything I couldn't eat. She poured me a bowl of Rice Krispies. I've seen pictures of myself at that age. I was pretty skinny. "Do you eat?" she asked. She ascertained from me that my mother was at work. Not that I knew what work was, but my mother was not in the building, and Panine was at the apartment, and I told her this. "Are you afraid of Panine?" she said. "No, I love Panine." "How did you get out?" If I was, say, 4 at most, I was at least 3 years short of the age of reason, but I knew that this nice woman at her little table in the hallway of her apartment, anxiously looking out her door in case anyone passed who she could alert, was trying to determine if I was being neglected. "Do you run away a lot?" I don't know how my visit ended, but I dare say she had our phone number. My brother and I had been there. I think I told her how much I loved the elevator.